Hello everyone and welcome to Valbirse, Switzerland for the first round of the UCI Trials World Cup in Switzerland. Look at this.
Oh, wow. What an introduction already. We can see all the spectators, the fantastic weather. And what's up, guys? How's it going? It's Matty P from Shin Dig Media.
Yeah, and I'm Tom Hutley. We're bringing you commentary, this fantastic live stream that's been put on by the UCI, and just showing you how awesome this event is in Valbirse. It's in the northwest part of Switzerland, the Jura region. You can see some awesome weather that we had over the weekend. A lot of people were complaining that it was almost Abu Dhabi-like heat during the semi-finals and the quarter-finals. Thankfully, a bit cooler today. We're looking about 22 degrees Celsius with some cloud cover.
It looks like there could be a chance of light rain, but we won't worry about that. I think they might be a bit blessed by that heat that they had yesterday. Much cooler conditions for the riders. Just look at the turnout. Look at the young talent that's also... This could be the future of trials, all watching, getting inspired. And shout out to the team that's put these sections together. It is wonderful to see.
Yeah, Velo Trial Moron, who are putting all this on with the organisers, Gonzalez. This is what we're here for, though. This is the final of the women's. So this is the qualifying list of riders. Obviously very Spanish dominated in there. Alba Aurora qualifying in first position. Vera Baron qualifying in the second position. Amelia Kukas from Germany in the third position there. So they'll be going in reverse order as is the standard format within the World Cup.
And obviously we'll be focusing on the women's finals for this next hour, then following on by the 26 and then the 20-inch. But focusing on the finalists now. And shout out to Emmy Lyon, who didn't quite make the finals representing France there. So pretty gutted she didn't make there. And of course a shout out to all of the riders that competed in the semi-finals. Just looking here, we've got some a couple of highlights.
Yeah, you can just see how hot the weather was there, and if you look at any of the spectators, they were all there with their umbrellas. Lots of people were complaining just how warm it was. Some of the riders even getting a little bit sick during the semi-finals. So it's nice to know it's cooled off. There's Vito Gonzalez from Switzerland there, showing us in the semi-finals. He just missed out on qualifying for the men's later on this afternoon, the men's 26.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. I'll just get the statistics in terms of where he came in 7th position and missed out by a mere sort of 50 points there. So Marty just getting in on his final lap to get into the 26-inch finalist. So
here's our 20-inch riders that was going ahead here as well. There's Alejandro Montalvo. He's firmly confirmed as a finalist in the 20-inch that we'll be seeing later on this afternoon. There's Louis Chazelle. He's one of the hot new riders coming through. He had a fantastic ride from what people have said at the event and the venue.
So lots of fun details in some of these sections so far. We've had a chance to speak to some of the riders on the ground this morning, get their first-hand info. But here we are now, our female finalists making their way up to the stage.
Yeah, standard format with the Trials World Cup. They all begin on the stage. They'll have a brief briefing. We've had a slight slip there from Nina Vabra coming up there, just coming up the stage there. Thankfully, the competition hasn't started yet, so that won't count. But yeah,
just getting some of the fails out the way nice and early. So as we introduce our female elite riders. So what's gone Spanish, German and French.
And you can see how much cooler it's now got because you can see the Spanish riders ensuring they stay warm here. So that final person to go on there is Alba Aurora. She's the current world champion as represented by the rainbow jersey. You see Alba on the far left there, then followed by Vera Baron. Then followed by the German Amelia Kuss, Nina Vabrer, then moving on to Andrea, and finally...
we've got Leila Esquis, I think, or
of
Casanovas
Spain.
for Spain.
4 Spanish riders, 1 German, and 1 from France.
Yeah, so it's a lot of Spanish riders, as we know. They seem to dominate a lot of these competitions, but we've got some got a French rider in the mix and a German rider. Give us a wave. Look at that, always smiling. Yes, looking forward to seeing these girls compete. The level has certainly gotten higher and higher every year.
Yeah, and I think in this competition, it's one of the first women's qualifiers we've seen that not one of the female riders has got a clean score.
No, obviously, Alba only dropped 10 points in the qualifier.
So that's one mistake.
One mistake. Vera only dropping 20 points. And then the third position was actually a big sort of 90 points change.
So they're going to make their way into the sections now. Remember that they have only been able to go through these sections on foot. There might be some of the same gates that were used in the semi-finals. A lot of the men's gates that were used in the quarterfinals and the semi-finals are then put into the women's. So they really step up from the semi-finals into the finals that we see here. They're just walking through, make sure they've got all the gates in their head, because as soon as they begin the section, they're going to need a map to get through some of these sections. There are a lot of confusing ways.
It was confusing enough having a little walk around this morning from one of our crew members, Callum, on the ground there, and even he was trying to think, wait, where's the next gate? Where's it? So they've got a lot to think about here, and of course they're not told where they need to go. So just let's do a bit of insight whilst they're doing the little walkthrough, Tom. Some of the listeners here or people watching on YouTube, please make sure to talk to us in the chat as well. But basically, we want to go through how many sections there are, how many gates, Tom. Can you just...
Yeah, so if you're new to this format, you're watching the UCI Trials World Cup, and think of this like a World Series. So there's 3 competitions this year in the World Cup, and the overall of those 3 will be the World Cup winner. In this particular competition we're seeing here, there is 5 sections. The maximum points in each section is 60 points, meaning that across those 5, I believe it's then 300, the top score they can get from this final.
But why, as much as there's 6 gates within 5 sections, right? But some of these gates actually have sub-gates.
Yeah, so the way that our riders accumulate points is that they will go through numbered gates, 1 through till 6. So if you go through gate 1 without a penalty, you'll get 10 points. If you go through gate 2, you'll get 20 points, and so forth. So ideally, if you have a clean ride and you go through all 6 gates, the rider will get 60 points, the best score you can get in an individual section.
So it looks like we're going to have our first female rider up in section number 1. Leia, I want to say Leia, from Espanol.
Yep, we're just getting some of the names coming up on here. And here we go.
So let's see. Obviously, this is a slight advantage for some of those that qualified in a higher score. They go after the lower scored riders. So straight into section number 1. You can see the females will be going through the pink gates. So we can just see on the right-hand side there. And they have to avoid the yellow gates as well. So
that looks like she's got the 10 points already there. Now, she's on to gate 2 here. Now, sometimes the gates are actually comprised of sub-gates. So there'll be a 2A and a 2B. Riders must go through both A and B to get the points for that part of the section. This looks to be 2A up on top of this log here, and you'll see another pink marker towards the end there, 2B. Nicely switched through.
Yeah, you've got to make it out the end.
That looks like 20 points there for Leia.
Yeah, nice. This is going to be really technical. You can see the magic mushroom balance beam section. We need to come up with better names, but we'll get there. We'll get there. So now on to the third gate.
Yeah, again, this is comprised with an A and B gate here. So you'll see one section of pink that she's about to go through there, which will be 3A before moving on to 3B.
You can see there's quite a few of the have two. They're going to have 2 observers, or probably 3 observers, each section.
So she's taken a dab there. But what that will mean is she will not be able to get the points for that gate. She's already got the previous points of 20, but she's not be able to get the points from gate 3. Very nice switch through. Oh, didn't quite land there.
Yeah, lost the balance. Both feet coming off. So
I don't think she got her way onto the 4th gate. So that looks like it's going to be 20 points there for Leia there. Yep, confirmed as 20 points.
Yeah, all right. So on to our next rider, which will be Andrea Zamora Perez. Andrea Zamora for Spain as well.
Yep.
Pour analyser le parcours, les prestations de leurs concurrentes et adapter leur stratégie à cela.
Andrea Perez, she's straight into section, hopping away. It was an interesting way to start the section there, but I guess you had to hop up that mulchy bank there. You can't just quite easily roll up that. It can be very easy to just make a slight mistake on something small like that.
Yeah, and they don't have to go the way that is. The first gate's there. They could approach it from the other side. It's all going to benefit on whether you're maybe left or right foot forward or whatnot. So
you'll see as well in the sections you have that hazard tape that's going along there, that red and white, and it's very important that the riders must not cross that. That will end the ride. So very easily controlled there. Was there tape on the other side?
No, there's only tape on the side that we can see, fortunately for Andrea there, so she can come back and give it another go.
Crowd getting behind us there.
There's Vito as well.
He's the man who's helped put this all together.
Yeah.
Look at the balance.
That'll be just can show that the simplest of moves can catch out some of these riders. So only 10 points for Andrea.
Yeah, some of the people in the comments have asked, where is Nina Reichenbach? So many of you know Nina Reichenbach, previous world champion. She's attended every single World Cup, World Championship, European for the last 11 years. And she's decided to take a bit of a break from it. She was competing in Germany just the other weekend, and she dedicates her life to the sport. So I think it'd be a lot of pressure to always have to think, I've got to go to the World Cup, I've got to get involved. And she's not. So yeah. Here we go, Nina Vabra for France. Very speedy through the section already there. Already landed herself. 1A there.
Representing France. And Nina's been putting a lot of time on the bike from
Look at the
we
balance
can see
there.
from the socials. Look at that. Completely composed.
Yeah, and this is one of the advantages of qualifying higher, is that you can see your other competitors have gone before you, so if they've made a mistake earlier on, you don't have to put so much pressure on yourself to get through the section. Highest point so far is 20 points, which we saw Leia get. Can Nina match that 20 points? Can she do it?
Come on, Nina. Riding that co-match bike.
Oh, it's so steep there, isn't it?
Because they've got to get up on the back wheel at the very end.
Yes. They want to. I think that she's using to get her front wheel on, because that's a much more solid and stable way.
Yeah, really surprised with this from Nina. She's just going to show the level, though, if it's catching riders out already.
She's only got just under 10 seconds left. That's what she wants. Come on.
Okay.
I think she's got the points there. Was that just all for 10 points?
Yeah, so I think it will be. So far. Yeah,
well, she got 20 points there, confirmed. So she's currently tying with Leia there.
Yeah, we're just checking our scoring here as well.
If you want to access the trial live results as well, I can get you there is a page.
I'll just pop it in the chat. So we are over here on the Shin Dig YouTube channel. We do have a live chat if you want to join us for the conversation. And in the chat there is the live results. If you click that link, you can see that's what we're also using for our knowledge. So you'll be in the know just as much as we are. We're seeing the highlights here. Look at that balance. One leg out, one leg out. Unfortunately, there's no points for style like that.
direct sur YouTube. Faites votre plus beau sourire, vous allez passer
Right.
toutes les télés.
And then yeah, just popping on down there. That is so annoying. But I'm sure she'll be glad with the 20 points. But Nina knows that she can do more. Emilia Kukas from Germany, so she qualified in the 3rd position.
Yeah, she's the youngest competitor
Voilà, on a lâché.
of our finals today.
Il y a la jeune Allemande dans cette première zone.
All right, let me see how this caught out some of the riders.
Allez, l'autre
So-
une autre stratégie pour franchir ce premier secteur.
Another clean carbon trials bike there, fully carbon.
Yeah, Emilia was actually junior European champion last year, so she's obviously one of the new hot contenders to come through to the female finals now. So one to watch, folks.
Allez, là on va aller on a vu.
Come on, Amelia, right.
Taking the dab there, that's fine because.
That means she won't get the points though for this.
But as
gate.
we've seen, it can be very easy to just cross over that tape, and that is
Yeah.
the end of your ride. So she'll want to at least try and bank 20 points just to ensure that she's with the most of the pack here. Holding steady. Come on, Amelia.
Oh,
Yes.
see,
Front wheels in.
Oh, come on, just edging for one. They've got.
Yeah, take the dab.
Take the dab, yeah,
Take the
because she's
dab.
not going to get the points anyway. So a
You-
minute has gone by.
Brilliant. I think she knows she can bank 10 points later on in this section.
Yeah, this you can see. Are we going to see anyone get to the end just yet? But we're only on the 3rd rider, so look at barely a run up. So this is going to be half pedal, starting with a weak foot forward.
It's an A, B, and C gate once you get through the freeze. So.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's only left to go. So, come on, Amelia. Seeing this coming through. She just want to get this next 10 points. I mean, it's eating away at her time. But look, this is swap. Got to back wheel. Yes. Oh,
Yes.
that little stump saving her then. Really saving her. Let us know as well, you guys, if you're coming on into the live stream. Join the chat. Join the chat. Get involved.
Yep, if you've just joined into the live stream, if you don't know who we are, my name is Tom Hutley, and I'm with my colleague Matt Pengelly of Shin Dig Media. She doesn't quite get the points there, I'm afraid.
So
What does she end
we're
up
going to just
there?
double check. I think it might only be 10. We're just going to double check our score, and it was 10 points for Amelia there. So first, already 4 riders have gone, no more than 20 points.
Wow, I wonder if anyone's going to get through it. It's quite a stopper of a section. We didn't even get to the some of the
Yeah, and you
the
can see the
mushrooms there.
crowds just gathering around, swarming around those sections there. That's an overall picture of the incredible work that the team has put on for this. So.
Yeah, and the small town there of Valbirse, that's got a real community atmosphere and feel to it. There was, where it was so hot during the semi-finals and quarter-finals, lots of people were consuming water. The town actually ran out of water. So there was actually one of the local shops said, "Hey, I'm not open today, but you can have some of my water."
Basically, a local guy providing all the fluid and water for the riders. So
And it said, just pay it on Monday, sort it out on Mondays.
if that doesn't show local support, I don't know what does. So on to the next rider now. Qualifying second is Vera Baron. As you can see, currently wearing last year's World Cup winner jersey. That's what that jersey is there.
That's the European one there.
European, Cup, yeah. So let's see. I'm pretty sure Vera's going to want to get more than 20 points. We know her well enough to know that she's going to want to get those at least 40. But let's find out. So 1A. Here we go up to that balance beam. Look, almost every rider has had to kind of get that leg out to really get their balance
That's
right.
a technique we've really been seeing as the progression of the sport has progressed. The beam there, upwards,
It's almost-
and trying to balance, but that one leg off and just pushing along with the other crank. It's something we see all the female riders do. It's a very effective technique.
Yeah.
She's through. There we go.
Beautiful work from Vera there. So
Yeah, so she's on 20 points so far. Minute left. Can she get a lead here? She's going to want to get a lead to get in front of the other riders. How is she going to approach it? She's not coming from the bark. She's taking a bit of a run up here. I think there's going to be a bounce going in here. There's the bounce.
Front. Oh, they're going to have to switch through. She's going to want to switch to her back wheel pretty instantly.
Yeah, more than within her remit.
You can see she's recently changed her stem and bar setup too. She's no longer riding that combo.
Ooh. That was close on the flag.
Very close.
The observer's not seen that, so...
I mean, if they're looking to look, it's only the axle, remember. It's the
Correct.
front and rear axle that needs to go through the gate to get those points. So...
Vera's on 30 points now. Straight up to the back there. Can she get to 40?
Tape either side. Oh, wow. Just balancing. Just getting it through. There we go. Giving up Vera Baron. Smashing through there. So 30 points now.
It is magic. I agree with Paul in the comments there. This is magic. She's just out of time.
Well done.
She looks happy with that. That's good. She's secured herself a bit of a lead. She's currently in the first place. 40 points there.
Big smile. Big smile.
If you want to find out a bit more about this venue and the trial that's going on here, the official website is Velotrial Moron. Velotrial Moron, and that's .ch. And then from there, you'll be able to see the live scoring, because we're getting some scoring come through on this live feed. But if you want to put it, if you want to see the official scoring, so you can see where our competitors are placing, that is in the chat here on the Shin Dig channel. Alba Riera Aurora, will she match Vera's score of 40 points, or will she go beyond? Speeding through.
Straight in. No messing about. Look at the pace from Alba right now. They must know that there's a lot of gates to get through here. Tom was just doing some maths earlier, like how many gates there actually are with all the sub-gates. So they're going to have to get through these sections pretty quickly. So speed isn't usually everything in trials, but it certainly is in today's competition. So Alba not quite getting their first attempt.
Yeah, Alba had she only made one mistake in the semi-finals. She got a clean ride on the second lap. Just marginally better than Vera. How would it look in the finals, though?
Yeah.
Weather's much cooler today. Much cooler weather. So I think they're going to be very glad of that.
The riders will definitely be happy about that, I'm sure. Let's see how she's going to do this first time. Slightly different approach. She's going to try and swap it. It's pretty vertical. No, she is going to take a step back. It's just that awkward height. It's too high to just wheel swap, but too low to kind of... She's going to swap it. Wow, this is catching the riders out a little bit.
She's going for a different approach now. She's got 40 seconds to try and battle through this. She's got to get 2 more gates just to come even with Vera. I think she is struggling here with this. Can she do it? She's on. The axle was through. That's her brother there, Marty.
Oh, I see that mulch really
wow,
getting in the way. What?
No.
That is definitely something you would not expect in a final as well. You can just see that not only getting through the gates is the challenge, getting to the gates.
Look, this is the world champion, right? She's had to do a lot to be deserving of that jersey. And she's been very consistent across the World Cups last year. So she's going to be upset with how she's just failed on the bark there.
And I mean, do you think people have got that in their training section? Oh, hop through bark and mulch? That they probably don't consider that.
It often is the thing that can be the most variable for our competitors at World Cups. We've seen it in Abu Dhabi when they have sand sections, when they have water sections, and it doesn't seem like something you'd need to train for, but it can just be enough to throw our riders off.
They're focused so much on the big moves, the balance beams, they forget about, the basics, I suppose, if that's what we want to call it. But It just goes to show that how tricky that is, and how the course doesn't always need to be a balance beam or super high up.
So scores at the end of section 1. Vera Baron is in first place with 40 points, and then Alba, there's actually a tie between the next 3 female riders. So Alba,
the 4 actually, 4 of them.
Nina, Leia, and Amelia are all on 20 points, with Andrea in the final position of 10 points. This is Andrea now going for her section 2, 10 points so far.
All right, so this is the Rocky Mountain section with the gondola there as well to try and elevate.
Yep, so that's just got her through gate 1A. This next gate here will be 1B. If she does this, she'll be on 10 points. There we go.
Nicely done. 10 points.
And again, for gate 2, we're going to have an A and a B. Remember, the riders must go through both gates A and B to secure the points. Very nicely done. That doesn't look like a very inviting rock, if I'm completely honest.
Yeah,
really...
I was about to say these look very awkward. These rocks is what I'll use that term. They might just look like a rock placed in the middle of the course, but there'll be all these variables making it that much difficult to get the bike through. Nicely done. So it's another 10 points. So Leia now is. Oh, they've given her a 5. Observers just called out a 5, so she may have gone through another gate there. Just called it a 5. So it's now going to be Andrea, also for Spain. Just look how cool that gondolier is up there. I think we want to see some riders get to the top of that for sure.
Yeah, there is. I believe in this with the women's, it actually makes sense for them to get up there. They've actually included it as part of the section. So there's the choice of a huge hook that's about 6 foot tall, that even our most men's elites would struggle with. Or you go up to the gondola and you drop down to it. So we want to see, hopefully, some of our female riders get on top of that gondola. Right,
let's see Andrea get through this one now. So we've got 1A, and then they've got to drop down through that gate to get 1B. Get the 10 points. Ba-boom. 10 points for Andrea. It's a good start. Now on to gate number 2. You can see it just... all the little intricate details on those rocks is going to make a big difference for each rider. Where the front wheel's placed, where you place the back wheel. So we've got 2A now. We've got to turn around to get going for 2B. And this will be the 10 points provided. So you can see, I think she went off the tape beforehand.
Yes.
That's where Leia got her 5 earlier, so making sure that she doesn't make the same mistake. Another 10 points for Andrea. And just under a minute gone, so almost halfway, just to gauge it. They've got 2 minutes to get through all the gates, so ideally they want to be at gate number 3 by 1 minute in.
Yeah, it roughly equates 20 seconds if you split it up per gate. Quite steep there. Come on, Andrea. We can hear the crowd getting behind her. Just stepping up through those rocks.
You can just see one of the
so close on that gate there. They've not said that the axle was around it. The axle's definitely gone through it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
There we go. Just
Front
getting through.
did drop quite a bit there.
30 points. Yeah, that was tough.
Now, this gate that we're coming up to here, I believe, so where we go, gate 3. So this was the start of gate 4. So this one we're seeing here, she's gone just outside the tape there. So it's a gate 4A and 4B. This was actually in the men's semi-finals, and this actually caught some of our top competitors out. That section that we've just seen Andrea go through there was actually, I believe Julian Sainz actually made a mistake on that. He only got 20 points in this section. I believe it's second time round, because he made that mistake on that very skinny rock that we just saw.
It's turning out to be quite a low-scoring final so far. You can just see that the level is very, very tough. So now Nina Vabra now for France on the Comas aluminium bike. So yeah, nice pace already to get the 10 points for Nina. She's really been putting time on the bike as well, as we've seen on the social media, some of the videos she's putting out, and doing some street rides too, by the looks of it. So good for her.
Yeah, do go follow these people, the female competitors. If you don't already, their Instagram gives a really good insight into how much work they put into this sport. Many of them, this is their full-time occupation, their full gig. So how they support themselves, how hard they train, and just what these World Cups mean to themselves and the wider trials community.
Yeah. So 20 points for Nina now. 1 minute 10 left as well. So So far, so good. Looks calm, looks composed. You can see now where most of the riders are going to get through that next gate on the lowest part.
Super solid switch there.
Yeah, so 30
high.
points. She's in the running to get to the end here. So good time. So on to the fourth gate. Now there's tape either side of these rocks. Once we get into one of those angles, you can see just either side. Look how narrow that is. They've got to stay within the tape.
Move through there.
Yeah.
Oh, so quick.
So I think that's 10 points, 40 points for Nina.
She can do it.
And only 30 seconds to go. We believe in you, Nina. Come on. This is technical.
Yeah, this was what we thought would happen. Go down and there's a B gate, so come back up.
They've got to come back up the rock and pop to the left.
They could go straight if they wanted to, but it's very steep.
Should be...
Yeah, so this is 5A, B, and C.
Oh, so this is the 10 points here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
wow.
50 points for Nina, I think.
That looks like a Vincent Hermance move. I feel like Vincent's like done
Yeah.
that. Like,
Did
that
she
is
get
a very good
She
ride.
got the 50. Awesome.
So that puts Nina currently in the first place, so 70 points total.
Yes.
She is our race leader so far. We've still got 3 more riders to get through section 2.
Matthew Harding. Is that our Australian? Guys, join the chat as well. We do have people in the chat on our the Shin Dig YouTube. You can join the conversation, ask us some questions, and get yourselves involved. So...
Here we go, Amelia Kukas from Germany. Last year's junior European world champion. Can't be a European, it's very Americanized. Junior European champion from last year. Now, rankings. Starts herself off, 10 points.
She's one of the... You see representing Jonas Regison's academy as well on her jersey. Shout out to the group there from Germany. Right, so that's going to be. Look at that! That was all of the switch. Full send. All right, 1 minute 15 left to go. She needs to get up and over this to get the next 10 points.
Yeah, it's kind of staggered this rock, so she wants to hook onto that first part, which she's just done, and then give a final push up, getting the front wheel in between those flags.
Yeah,
oh, not quite.
Just a bit of a slip, bit of a
See
recovery.
The control though, to come back to that position. There we go. I think that's getting ourselves to 20 points there.
Yes, that's eating away into her time though. This is what we're saying. It's basically a competition of 0 mistakes. If you're going to get all the way through, it seems like there won't be any room for any errors. So,
and remember that these riders have had to qualify in a semi-final the day before in blistering Abu Dhabi-like heat. That was the word that we received. Pedal just going down there. Is she going to use it? It's not an optimal way to dab. I think she might as well just take
there
a
we
few
go.
dabs
Yeah,
there.
she's taken. Yeah, she's had to take 2 more. So 3 dabs or
and
penalties.
That's all of them now, I think.
So
I don't know
that's
if the
4.
observer saw that other one. I think that might have been 1 more, but the
That's
observer's
fine.
decision's
Yep,
final.
Yep, that's why they do it, not us. Right, you saw this. Oh, I think she just felt too rushed. So great ride from Amelia from Germany.
Yeah, so that puts her on 40 points so far. So there's a very big joint tie of 40 points at the moment. 4 of the female riders are on 40 points. If you haven't got access to the... we're going to put the results link in the chat. So if you're on the Shindig Media now watching this back, or if you're watching it live, there is a link there to the scoring, the official scoring for here in Valbirse, Switzerland, that we're using as well to give you an idea of where our competitors are in the current run-ins.
Yep, it's live as it happens as well. So as they go through the gate, it will get updated each gate.
Yeah, so here's Vera Brown. She's going to need to get 30 just to get tied with Nina, 40 to get ourselves a lead.
I'd quite like to see her get up the gondola. You know, that's something we really want to see riders on. So let's see Vera get through. Really powerful Spanish rider, Vera, who once said on one of our podcasts, "Oh, I want to compete with the men."
Yeah.
Yeah. So lovely pace. So that's A. She's only got 10 points. She's got to get B to get the next 10 points. Come on, Vera. Ooh.
Well, now quickly to approach this one, or if we'll take it a bit cautiously. First rock.
Switch. So you see, you've got to get the pace up. 1 minute 20 left, and that's 20 points.
Yeah, roughly it's about 20 seconds per gate, because six gates, 2 minutes. It's a very, very quick sport. Remember, these have been divided into sub-gates. So in this particular section, we're talking almost about 10 or 11 gates here in total, if you include the sub-gates. You can hear Vamos in the background there. Go, go, go.
Yeah, there's Vera's dad on the sidelines there as a minder, just cheering her on. Real true trials family, the Barons there.
Yeah,
big part of the community.
You'll see Danny Baron in the 26-inch men's stream after this as well.
Right, it's 30 points. She needs to get over another side, this other rock to get
40 points.
I think there might be.
No, that's
it.
40
That
points
is 40.
there,
Yeah. So that's.
I remember that was the same gate that was in the men's semi-finals, and she made it light work. Some of the men in the semi-finals completely washed out on that rock.
Yeah. So Vera, that puts Vera ahead already.
Oh, here we go. She's not coming off the rock.
Oh, she is. I
yeah.
think she wanted to try and get through, but she's only got 10 seconds left.
I don't think she's going to be getting on the gondola.
What a shame.
This also was in the men's semi-finals, this final gate here.
Look at that awkward hook. Just avoiding the pedals.
Will that get the 50 points? Has she got it?
Let's see. They're just giving the time. I know below the overlays have given us 50. She's 50 points. Yeah. She's given a little fist up there. 50 points for Vera. That's going to put her well in the lead. But we've still got Alba to go, so just wait for the scores to update.
There we go.
So for Vera Baron, second Nina Vabra, and then the rest are on 40. But we still got Alba to go.
Well, that's quite a concerning lead, really, for Vera against Alba, because she can only, if she cleans this section, she will be in second place. So the mistake she made in section 1 has really cost her. She's got to play catch up now.
Yeah.
So even though she was qualified first, world champion, she has got to fight if she wants to get first place in this World Cup. She needs to
get ahead. I can see she's got a bit of pace on her now. No messing about, getting to there, switching straight to back, dropping down onto the next hook. Of course, these riders are not told where to go. They need to know. So
yeah, and often you sometimes see the riders find their own lines that are much quicker. Look how quick
this
that
is already. So 30 seconds gone, 20 points.
Perfect timing.
Very, very good pace right now. She's going to want to save, perhaps near the end. Let's see if we can get her up the gondola. I think that's...
Would love to see.
Yeah, it'd be really great. I know the spectators want it too, so looks like a really great turnout there. So well controlled by Alba so far. Looking to take, she's slowing the pace down a little bit, asking for the time. You still have a minute left, Alba. Let's go. That's exactly right. Halfway through with 1 minute to go. So not too much pausing happening. Which is what they really want to pause to take a breath, but there really isn't time to breathe. I wonder if they'll just hold their breath the entire section.
Wow.
I think that's what I'd be doing.
Very quick there. Going to come back up the steep rock.
Yeah, 35 seconds to go. Through to the left side. Another 10 points.
Oh, that'll be, yeah. She's got to get this final gate, to get the full 50. So this is
yes.
A, B, and C.
C.
Yeah, this is the C
5C.
gate. Oh, the bash biting the slip. She's through. Has she got enough time? Here we go.
Come on.
It's a big gap
10
there.
seconds. I don't think she's... There you go. Her brother just giving her a high five. Shout out to Alba's run there. 50 points.
Yeah, so she's clawed back some of the mistakes that she made in that first run, but puts her in second position so far.
Yeah, so we've got first place Vera on 90, a joint second with Nina Vabra and Alba Riera, and then we've got Andrea with 40, Leila on 40, and Amelia on 40.
Yeah, so still quite close in the bottom three as well. So.
Yeah, at the minute there's first, second, and third. There's no such thing as fourth, fifth, and sixth. So, and what happens if the scoring's the same, Tom?
So if the scoring ends up being the same, then it's actually done on who got the most cleans.
Yep.
And if there's the same amount of cleans, let's say you get 2 riders who finish on exactly the same score of 300, the perfect score, then it will go down to
or a
time.
closest to a clean. Let's say no one cleans. If they got more 50s, they'll be the one that
then
bets
most
and wins.
40s, then most 30s, and so forth.
Yeah.
And then it comes down to time.
So
here we go. Leia from Spain. Leia Escudero now. Leia Escudero.
made light work of that first game. When we watched it earlier, that looked incredibly hard to begin with.
Yeah.
That actually made that look...
that was also in the men's quarterfinals as well, that game.
Yeah. And I think a lot of these people like watching at home as well, they kind of just think like, wait, what? They made that look easy, or they're confused. It's like, well, you know, I think some of these moves will look more difficult than others based on the technicality.
Hold it, don't go over that
There
tape.
we go. Although the rock is low, the reason that's so difficult is because of how narrow and thin that rock
That's
is.
a really difficult position to get out of. Can she move the bike through? I think she's gesturing that she's not much she can do here.
Yeah.
She can't get the other foot on top of the rock here. And there's tape on both sides. Wow!
Wow, good recovery.
Again, that particular move was in the semi-finals, but the other way round. So the men's semis there.
Yeah.
Just showing you how big the standard has grown within the women's.
Yeah. Up onto the concrete Lego. Right. Only, so she's not going to get the points for that one, of course, but she needs to get to the top of this. A big gap to front. You can see her composing herself.
This is huge. Come on.
Really, really big up to front here.
I think, unfortunately, this might be the 2B, though, gate, possibly.
That's what I mean. She's got to get...
Or this may be 3A, 3B here.
Yeah, we're about to find out. We're just on the other side of the gate, so she's got, this is...
She's already done 3A. She's got to get this gap. It is huge. Look at
Yeah,
that.
she's put off by it. Do you see? Just didn't have the confidence. I tell you what, those gates that she didn't quite get, it's going to knock your confidence. Do you know what I mean? Unless you nail the first 2 gates, you're not going to feel good. And I think that's a big play, big part of this play in the finals. So unfortunate for Leia there. For Spain, just the 10 points. And now we're going to have Andrea Perez for Spain as well. Right, Andrea is lining up.
Yeah, Andrea, we've only just seen on the World Cup scene. I believe it was her first World Cup in the elites last year. She's coming from the juniors now.
10 points for Andrea. Nice pace. So already, the first gate seems, I'd say, simple. It's just quite a large up. Second part of this is this incredibly knife edge rock, as we saw, and it caught Leia out a minute ago.
How will she do this? Remember, there's tape on both sides of that rock as well, so that's why they're just getting themselves so composed here. Ideally, they just want to get on the rock and off as soon as possible. That's what Leia did once she was able to put the foot back on. And
That's a 5. As we were just saying, there you go.
Yeah.
That is quite a low-scoring final, just to show the level that really has gone into this. So, unlucky, Andrea, but fantastic effort. And now we're going to have Nina Vabra will be up next for France.
Yeah, Nina Vabra currently on 70 points, joint second place with Alba Riera. So let's see what she can do here.
So we've seen them make light work of that big up. So nice warm-up for a gate 1, I must say. Get the blood flowing, but this straight away, slightly different approach. She's not going for the static. She's going to try and use that distance to really get up and over. I think speed is going to be your friend here. Let's see. Yes, that's what we're expecting. They're just really separating the midfield to the top field.
That's going to really worked well for her. She's got a lot of time now to approach this big gap. If she gets this to 2, this is monstrous. This just shows you just how incredible the level of the females are. Come on. Oh, look at that.
So just that's actually much bigger than we can probably see. Andrew Chai saying it's a massive gap out there.
Yeah, that is massive. She threw a lot into that, and the pedal didn't quite grab. Whoever's going to get it, ooh, I don't know. Could Vera do that? Could Alba do that?
I actually think Vera's going to get to it. I say it because I know we all want to see it.
Yeah.
So Amelia, now our youngest competitor in the finals, only 16 years of age.
Yeah. Just making herself first appearance in a World Cup. She's proud to be here.
See, this is why if they don't get that first gate bang on.
Oh, he's checking whether she's gone all the way back through that first box.
If the front wheel went through, she would have been a 5 then.
Yeah, so it looked like the front wheel went in, but of course it's just if the axle goes back in.
You can see this is catching Amelia out quite early on.
There you go.
Nicely done. There we go.
Engaged.
All right, Amelia now going up for.
Be interested to know if this will get her. This will catch a lot of people out.
Taking the same approach as Nina Vabler there, with a bit more pace.
Oh,
did she save it? 2 dabs. I think she's gonna. That's 3 there. So she's gonna try and go for it up on there. That's gonna be really tricky to.
You've got no time.
That's actually 3 dabs. Wow.
Yeah.
Very well done. Well recovered. Really making the use of those dabs.
It does make you wonder, though. I never would have thought you could dab around that tape. If you see what I mean, if you imagine that tape is a wall.
It's the wheels, though, isn't it? Your legs can cross it. As long as the wheels don't cross. So now, taking a bit of a roll-up run to this. Look at this.
Whoa.
Wow. I don't think anyone's going to get that from a static hook, if I'm honest.
What a great move at rolling, though. That could have worked. If there was a knobble on top there, she would have grabbed that and would have been straight through that.
By that knobble on the top, Tom means to hook the front wheel at the top of there to kind of be able to hang.
There's just nothing to grip there. That's just smooth, polished concrete. You have got to land so firmly on top of that. Otherwise, as you've just seen there with Amelia, she just slipped back, unfortunately. So that puts Amelia, we're just getting a bit of a scoring update coming through now. Not quite yet. Vera Baron, our current race leader, she is on 90 points.
Right. See lovely aerial shots from our drone as well, just to give a bit more perspective of the overall courses. So she's going to want to get that first time. Lovely switch through. There we go, 10 points. Same approach as Nina here, I think. She's going to roll up to it and probably, what are we calling it, a poof over the rock?
Yeah,
something?
some people call it a poof, some people, I don't know what you would, I once wanted to refer it to it as a boost, but it's basically not having any touch, but just getting, that's it, just going straight over.
Calling it a little huck.
Yeah.
Because huck is about skipping. You huck over something, you
right.
skip over
Will
it.
Vera get the gap?
Let's get this. This is what we've been waiting for.
Come on.
I hope the crowd are right behind her. I know I'd be screaming.
I can
Look
hear
at
the crowd
this.
getting wild
Here we
now.
go. She's going to go straight for the gap to front. Maybe even a little leg front off.
Yes! You can see that arms go up in the crowd.
But no, it's not over. Look at that balance beam. She's on the back wheel, dropping down. Now you can see just to her left of that from this angle, she's got to get up onto this really small beam stump back up to the rock.
Yeah, 4A-B. So this is the 4A is the gate that she's in currently.
And then she's got to go up to that just to her right.
Oh,
yes! Wow. Right. Another 10 points for Vera, 40 points in total.
Padre Baron is very chuffed in the background, I can see. You can just see him at the edge of the sections wearing pink, just behind the photographer there. Very steep hanging hook there.
Yeah.
Can she get over it without clipping the pedal?
Negative camber.
Oh, that's so big.
She's going to take 2 dabs there. She won't get those 50, but will we see her get to the top? 6 is at the very top. Is there a 6? It's just the last
6A
gate, isn't
and a
it?
B, yeah.
So this is
Vee
the
had to
very
drop
last.
down. There's another beam she has to drop down to.
Through that very narrow, I think she may have got 50 points. I mean, it's all she can get because of the dab. So there we go.
She's very happy.
Yeah.
140 points for Vera Baron. That's giving her another fantastic lead over Alba. Alba is seriously in trouble now if she wants to get that first position. She's got to get a clean ride, presumably at least a clean ride, and do very well in the next two sections after this. This is the third section of 5, so this is really where we're going to start to see a bit of a podium shape up here. Alba straight in.
Oh yeah, it's a great start from Alba.
How will she approach this knife rock? Is this within her repertoire? Is this within her wheelhouse? Will she do it fast, or will she go for a little bit of balance? I don't think there's any time for balance here. Fast. She nearly rolled over the whole thing. Did you see how smooth that was?
They're probably just rolling, as in rolling straight through it seems to be the way, doesn't it? So
yeah, speed is your friend.
Now is she going to get the gap? This is a nice angle here. We can see just the size of that gap. Oh!
Too much. She pinned it.
Oh my, too much commitment, if there is such a thing.
There was no, like, I think she got to the edge and just went. She just didn't even have to think about it. She just knew, yeah, that's the gap I've got to do. No point staring it out. Let's just get there and do it.
Another scary gap from a really small gate off the post,
4-8.
up to front. Yeah.
You see the level of control there. The front dropped, but she was able to pull it back up and not have to go around and do it again.
A little bit of modulation on the front brake. That's the squealing that we heard. Most of the 20-inch riders here, you'll be seeing riding a front rim brake and a rear disc.
Yeah.
Into that. Oh
no!
Just lost it. Oh. I was really surprised there.
Yeah, that gate again. I refer to it, but it was in the men's semi-finals as well. So quite a tricky one there.
So,
unfortunately, she only got the 30 points by the looks of it in this section. So it's not the ride I think she really wanted. It's such a shame because she qualified in the first position. She has the advantage that she can go last and gauge herself against the other riders. But it can sometimes get to you. If you see Vera put down a very good ride in front of you, that's the level you have to match as the person who's got to go after that.
And now we're going to go on to section number 4, which it's the climbing section.
Yeah, just to give you a rundown of the scoring where we are. So currently in first position is Vera Baron with 140 points. Alba in second position, 100 points. Nina Vabra, 90 points. Then the remaining 3 ladies of Andrea, Leia and Amelia are all on 50 points.
So just showing us how difficult the first section of this. We're in a kids' playground right now, and the riders have got to get up a slide, not down it, up the slide.
This is one of the funnest sections because you can see it's actually built around a play park. There's actually, I believe, climbing elements in here as well. It is insane.
So we did wonder going through a little bit the section walkthrough how the riders are going to approach this. We can see a few of them are going to take a tactical dab, but I tell you what, that gate is incredibly thin. You've got to get your front and rear axle through. This is where all that yoga may have to come into play now.
Yeah,
what's her approach here?
Gate 2 here is comprised of there's an A, B, and C here, so it's a lot of work just to get the next 10 points.
She's going to think what she's going to try and do.
Take the dab, and then possibly gap over.
Yeah, or try and get on the bike. Even there, starting on the beam.
She's going to have to turn. So the gate that she's aiming for is directly in front of her. So she's going to have to turn around 90 degrees to her right and get through that.
Oh, this is tough. Probably one of the hardest female finals I think I've seen.
Can she not take a dab on the block and then come? Or is that because the dab will be behind the gate? Is that the thinking there?
I mean, I don't think she can get her bike in the right position.
She's just got a 5 there from the Derbys. I think she said about crossing. What did she cross over? I think the front wheel might have crossed over that tape potentially.
Yeah, some very vigilant observers here today. They're going to be obviously they don't want to catch the riders out, but at the same time they need to be vigilant to ensure a fair competition here in today's.
Just 10 points there. That is gutting,
I'm
I'm
so
afraid.
gutted for her, really. So
But tricky sections, it can be really difficult for them to set these sections because you see people like Vera, she's got through and got 50 points in 2 of the sections, in section 2 and section 3. So they have to set them difficult. This just shows you how big the level is. Andrea Perez now in section, going up that slide. We can see there's some magic tape within the slide to give it a bit more grip, but I still think there's a bit of slipping going on. Everyone's saying, go, go, go. Just get that front wheel over the top. There you go. It's so draining, though, to do those little hops right at the very beginning of the section.
Yeah, it might be harder than some of the just big moves up to back or anything like that. It's just this, the technical is going to really catch them out. So
yeah, she's taking that dab
yeah,
on the block.
that's what we were expecting. But what I think is it too tough to get the back wheel around?
Yeah.
So they've got to get the front axle few.
Yeah, the way of imagining this is that you see where those gates are. Imagine there's laser beams from those gates up into the sky, and there's a piece of like black marker, black Sharpie, if you will, on those gates. That's the actual edge of the gate. So not where the arrows point, but the black Sharpie. She's going to go through it backwards. That works. That does work. Yeah, you can do that. The observers are also ensuring that the center line of the bike must go through. So importantly, the frame of the bike can't cross over those lines. Yeah. Either.
And it must be really tough on an observer to really monitor that as well. So you can see they've got to get to the top of that concrete. Oh, get to the top. Oh, just saves it. Oh, incredible.
And not going through that yellow gate as well is very important. They can't gap through those yellow gates. They are the men's elite gates we'll be seeing after this. Oh, just fallen out there. So just started making herself over to the climbing section.
That'll be it for Andrea for section number 4.
Yep, she's got points in there, so her total score is 60. So tying with Leia, the also Spaniard, in these top 6 elite.
Yep, we've still got 4 more riders to go, and next up will be Nina Vabra from France.
Yeah, currently on 90 points, so she's in the top 3 standing. She's number 3 so far in this World Cup. Can she close the gap on Vera? It's going to be a tight competition between her and Alba. What score can she get in this section?
Yeah, you can see Vincent Hermant's behind, minding Nina there, so she hobbles up the slide.
Up the magic tape.
I tell you what, if there wasn't any tape there, that would be incredibly difficult.
I don't know how you would do that.
I don't think they'd be able to, really, so unless we started putting grip tape on our tyres. So what's Nina going to do with this one? She's actually going to attack it from behind on the bike, I think. Yeah, look, so she's taken a completely different approach.
This will be interesting because obviously this can give a bit of a competitive advantage to Alba and Vera, who might want to maybe look at this line and think, oh, I didn't think of that. Maybe I could borrow that. Look at just the precision of balancing on that tiny little bit of the block there.
Yeah, she's got really good balance, Nina has.
Wow, look at the rear
on
wheel
the edge.
Oh, my.
This is great ride from Nina so far.
Can she switch it through?
But is she? Oh, she's going to. It's okay. Thankfully, that concrete's there.
Back round again.
She doesn't want to dab here, does she?
No, that is testament to her riding. She's not taking
I think she knew that she can do it. This is confidence here now.
Oh, there you go. Look at that, the little sideways.
You can just see how narrow that is. Just a lovely angle of the back wheel just staying on there. Got to hop around.
The control.
Really well. Good. So
that is what we want to see.
Let's see. It's going to go backwards, I reckon. Yes!
Incredible.
Fantastic, Nina.
I'm applauding here in the studio.
Yes.
That is trials. That's competition.
Up, standing ovation. Wow. Front to back, gap to there. Beautifully done. Well done, Nina. She's going to be happy with that. I mean,
ride.
That means she spent her time on the points. What did she get? So that was 20.
That might be 30 there. I think that she's got.
She's out of time, but she did get 30 points. She's out of time now. She's carrying on, but that just goes to show how focused she was. Look at that smile. Beaming.
That puts her on 120 points there, so she's just 20 points behind Vera, but of course Vera's now got her go on this section.
That is, as Tara said here, all the way from Australia. He is probably up at 6 in the morning. I don't know what time it is there. Saying a brutal gate. Sorry, yeah, they're ahead of us, aren't they? And we've got Jeff from the US of A. We've got quite a few countries joining us right now. So big shout out to there. And I did see there was a Japanese female rider in the mix in the semis. So it's good to see.
Yeah, there was a
Japan.
total of 16 countries took part in this World Cup, predominantly all in Europe, but we had some USA, so we had the Farrar brothers represent the USA, we had Japan, and Chile. Chile was also
Matthias from Chile. So shout out to those who travelled so far to come and join this World Cup. So Amelia now really showing how tough it is to actually get up a slide. I think that's why they're called slides.
Yeah, our youngest competitor, previously European champion. She's one to watch. And
this will be her first elite year, I think. She's younger, she's 16.
I tell you what's been quite interesting with the female elites is that there's always new names coming into.
Oh, wow, she's gone for the hook. I wondered if we'd see that. So she's trying to get herself into a static hook.
It's very small, though, to get into that static hook. If it was a much wider, bigger stump, that's not so bad. But there's a lot of, I think she's just crossed the...
Yeah, unfortunate, so didn't
what
make
happened
that.
there, her frame went over those gates. Again, if you imagine there's a laser beam pointing up from those gates, she's crossed over that with the centre line of her bike.
Oh, we've got Canada joining us too. There's Trevor. I think that's Trevor from Canada. Please correct me. 10 p.m. in Australia, 6 a.m. in the USA. So all of the time zones.
All of the world.
Really appreciate all of you tuning in and joining us for the conversation too. As we're in the studio here, so we want to be able to talk directly with all of you fans.
Here we go. Vera Baron now, a previous world champion. And I presume also a previous World Cup overall winner. So this format that we're watching today is part of the World Cup series. This year, 2025, there is 3 World Cup rounds. You're viewing this one here in Valbirse, Switzerland. The next one will be in Poland, and the final round will be in Cordon, France. So they're overall competing to get the best standing to be the best overall rider.
Right. Vera's going for that hook. I think she knows that she can get this.
Wow.
Really well placed. She's got a... Ooh, did she drop the front a bit too much? Yes, she has. But much better position to get a dab in. This is where it will come into play that really you want to get your bike as far through the gate as possible before you dab.
Yeah.
So if Vera hasn't got through that, I wonder if Alba will come back.
A precise switch. You know, you have to get the bike in such a correct location. And that could have been tears if we dropped all the way down.
Yes, so she's really made light work of getting up to that. We keep saying it like that because we just know that that's incredibly difficult. The height, and they're just, it's just like a ride in the park, which is what they're doing. So we can see she's just got a bit further than the others. There was a bit of climbing section they had to gap to onto the back wheel now. So little step up on some adult concrete Lego here.
Yeah, this is going to be gates 4A, B, and C. This was in the men's quarterfinals as well.
Oh, you can see. Look at the back wheel, and look how steep that is. So she's got to get a. Oh goodness me! I just got completely shocked by how.
Here we go. Is she going to get it over to the rock climbing section? Yeah.
She's got to stay and jump onto those, then to the next one.
Look how creative this is.
Yes! Oh! Did she get the points?
Yeah, she said, did I get through there? And I think she got a nod from the observer.
So
I think that's going to be... We've got a 40 on here. 40 points.
40 points. Section.
She's very happy with that. That's 180 points for Vera Baron. So that is a very strong lead. Alba is going to need to clean this and get 20 points in the next section just to get to where Vera is currently. 80 points separates Alba and Vera. Nina Vabra is on 120 points. So Alba's currently in 3rd position. Where will she be after this run? She's the last rider to go through this section 4, and from there we will have a clear understanding, hopefully, of where we can get our female riders into the podium positions.
She's going to want to get at least 50 here, really, to try to catch up. I mean, if not 60 to truly catch up, but...
She's taking the Nina line here, so the Nina Vabra line.
Yeah, maybe didn't feel quite as comfortable with the hook, but so far every rider has dabbed that gate, so no one's got points for it. But maybe Alba will right now. So far she hasn't dabbed.
Yeah, so she's doing exactly what Nina did, and hopefully she get the right angle. She can switch and go through backwards. She's done it. She's done it.
There we go. No, sorry, yes, Nina did do the same thing.
Exactly, yeah.
I got confused. This is a good angle here, front to back, up onto the back wheel, gapping up to the top of this giant concrete swing. Lovely little feature on the inside there.
Yeah, no playing around for our riders. They're going to have to really fight for this.
Gapping to that little...
It's a great feature because you can see there's lots of different climbing holds here, but over on gate 5, they've done it in such a way that you cannot screw it up. You only get one chance at it, and we will see it in the men's elite as well, because there's tape on either end of it. So once you get in there, it's do or die.
Yeah.
It's a real separator of a section. Alba's making the way to the top of the Lego blocks there. Again, I believe this is an A, B, and C gate for gate 4 for her to get the 40 points.
Yeah, you can see the end, that last gate there. Just got to drop down to the black one. Oh, yeah, just kept it. Well, she's making a comeback now. This is looking good.
I'm not too sure if that's the 40 points or the 50 points. We might have a bit of a lag here. That's just a straight huge hook like that at the end of the section.
Not really sure we're going to see. Oh, we were going to see any of the riders make it through that final gate there.
The point scoring there is saying 40. We're having a little bit of possibly a lag on our scoring. It says 30. I think she's just confirming for herself what points which she got. I'm not too sure.
I mean, if she doesn't know, I guess we won't know either. So you can see the overall view there of the whole sections and everything going on. It looks like an incredible setup in the town there. A very small
nice,
town.
idyllic Swiss village in the northwest of Switzerland. Small population of just under 4,000 people.
Yeah.
And you can see that just by judging by how many cars are parked there, this is obviously going to make a really good feature and attraction for Valbirse. Wide trials is a great sport. It can be packed down, taken on the road, and put pretty much anywhere. You can put it into the busiest of cities. We've seen trials events in London and big capitals across the world, or you can put them in small countryside places like this.
Yeah, and obviously no race, if you want to call it that, or no section is ever the same.
Yeah.
So we might have the same bikes, the same riders, but not like any other sport where the pitch is identical in football, you know. It's always a different course. Even with Formula One, you go to a different racetrack, but they go to the same racetrack each year.
Yeah.
So it's completely different. I mean, it's such a unique sport.
There's some great opportunity for the sponsors that allows to happen. It's a really fun family day out. You can see spectators there enjoying some of the food and refreshments that come into these events. Tiered seating there ensures that everyone gets the best view. It can really make the best attraction of the local town or wherever. Now,
we need to host one in the UK. So
we've got a lot of worldwide people going on here. We've had them in China. We've had them in Abu Dhabi. We could have a USA competition. We could have one in Chile. Who knows?
Come on, British Cycling. Let's host one. We'll get the UCI.
Okay, so Leia Esquiz from Spain.
So we're on to our 5th and final section of the women's elite finals.
Yeah. So
now this start. Look at this. I called it the. What did I write down earlier on?
I'm going to call it the wavy wonderland. It's just like
the balance beam hill.
Yeah.
You know, a bit like
it looks like you want to ride down it.
I know it's Wimbledon. It's a 2D Henman Hill. Right, so she's got through that.
Just got through that, which is nice. It's a 1A, 1B gate here. So that's why we've not seen any points come up here yet. Just got to get over this next one to get the B.
Going to swap there probably, dropping down. Yeah, there's no need to go through the ends because they've got that gate. So now going to have to make the way up onto the VB.
Yeah, VB for Valbirse where we're
So I think that's
this.
the top of 2. Is at the top?
Yeah, 2 is also a
10.
2AB gate. I've counted as actually, including the sub gates, there's 14 gates in this section. It is a long, tricky section.
Is that like 5-7 seconds a gate or something?
Yeah, it's what we heard from some of the semi-finalists yesterday, that it was, oh, she's got the 5 there. I think the front axle went through there. Oh,
Let's see. So because she...
I think we're experiencing a little bit of rain as well. We can see people with some hoods up, some umbrellas coming out.
Yeah, it did say there was a 20% chance.
I don't go through there. I wonder if we're going to get a replay
I think
of
it's
that.
a different gate on the right-hand side. Yeah.
So that's Leia's final ride there. That puts her on 70 points. So that's currently tied with Andrea Perez. So we'll have to see what points Andrea gets here. And Emilia is also on 60. So there's kind of a tight fight for the 4th, 5th and 6th position here.
Yeah, maybe when we get a different angle we can just understand exactly what happened with the 5, but fantastic effort from
Definitely
from
rain coming now. We're getting that on the lens there. We can see some of the UCI commissaires there sporting ponchos, so must be a bit of rain coming here.
Yeah, Susie whacking on a raincoat. All right, and Andrea now for Spain, the 5th, qualified 5th. And she's in the 5th section now.
I wonder if any of our riders would be able to just roll straight through that. Is that possible? Or is
I'm going to say no. Just
like I want to see that.
I know, with enough speed, but also there's too much risk involved with that, I think. And this, I know with risk there's some reward, but however, there's no points for rolling it, is there?
I think what's difficult with this is knowing at what point you get on it before you then start rolling through. Because there's not a defined point where it stops. There you go.
No.
You're going to start rolling.
There you go. Is she going to roll?
Yes!
Oh, she is! I was proved wrong. Proved wrong. I didn't think anyone would want to take those risks.
That was beautiful. Well, time is of the essence.
Yeah.
As we've seen through a lot of the sections here, speed is very much your friend. So that means that Andrea then is putting herself above Leia, so she's on 80 points. So she's definitely got herself the 5th position.
Let's see how Andrea does with this part of the gate.
Right, axle. This is what we're looking out for. Yep, the axle's clear. Nod from the observers. Oh, an observer decided to walk straight away. Or did she hit the gate? I think there was a bit of...
I must say, that she was fine, and it's actually her handlebars moved backwards. That's what that click was.
Oh, yeah. You can see a nice upright bar now.
She wouldn't have fallen off if the observer wasn't there.
I think she was going to the drop down, and I think they might be doing her for the same thing that...
Is it not the kicker that they're meant to go for? Because the gate, to me, looks like it's where that B is. So she's just...
is that not a separate gate later on, I believe? Yeah, that's 3B. That's a later gate.
There is a later gate.
They're just content. I think she's saying that you've actually failed on this gate here. I didn't see the axle go through, but again, the observer's decision's final. It's quite difficult to see it in a live feed.
Um...
And she's confirming this with obviously a fellow Spanish rider who got penalised for the same thing.
Yeah. We're letting them figure out. I mean, guys, if you're tuning in as well, you can join us on the chat. So there will be after this, there'll be a 26-inch.
Great ride from Andrea. So that looks like it's been confirmed that she only got the 10 points there. That has secured her the 5th position. She could potentially move up depending on where Emilia gets. Emilia is going to need to get 20 points here to secure it. I think it's looking. Yeah, I'll come back there. Nina Vabra for France, currently in the 3rd position with 120 points. So could be quite a battle here for the 2nd position. Could still be the opportunity of getting 1st place, but that would hinge on Vera taking a very big mistake. We have seen it in competitions before, so it could happen. It still is all to play for. There we go. Will she take the roll? Yes.
Whoa.
Bit more control.
Yeah, a little bit more controlled.
1B, lovely. So she's got herself 10 points there. That's going to put her on 130 points.
So I'm just trying to figure out how their gate is at the top of that. I see. Yeah, it's to the right of Nina here. So that's why they're using up to get to that one, and a couple of them got caught out.
Correct. And you can see the angle that she's taken there. She doesn't want to put the bike fully straight, because if it does,
yeah,
I was convinced that Andrea got through that. But
yes, so was I, but again, yeah, of course. So 20 points for Nina, and 55 seconds left to go.
yeah, that's very good. So she's going to be on. She's on 140 points now. So currently tying with Alba, but remember Alba's still got her go. Very nicely in, bouncing in there. What happens if the observer interferes with the rider completing the section? I think sometimes I think they have redone.
Yeah, previous ones didn't quite make the dab. Trevor, previously they've had to let them redo the section, because obviously wasn't their fault.
I think sometimes they give it the benefit of the doubt as well. So in the case of Andrea there, they were convinced that she'd actually got a 5
before.
prior.
Yeah, and that's why. Look at this. So she's going into another hook position. Going to take another dab.
That's the end of her ride.
She's calling it. Beaming as always smiling, always happy. Fantastic ride for Nina Vabra there.
Of France, yeah.
The,
I think Vince would be happy with that. So she's guaranteed herself a podium place. It's currently tied with Alba, but depending on how she rides, I think we're going to be seeing Nina Vabra in the 3rd position, based upon the results that we already know.
Yeah, so one rider left. Sorry, 2 riders left to go. 3 riders left to go. I'm missing. Oh yeah, there's missing
Amelia there. Yeah.
Let's go again. 3 riders left to go. Amelia for Germany.
Yeah, incredible. She qualified in 3rd position, so she had a spectacular ride in the heat, and whether it's the pressure of being in the final that's maybe got to her, because she is quite a low scorer at the moment.
Yeah.
Who knows?
And our youngest competitor in the final today.
Yeah.
16 years of age. Ooh. So she can go back through the gate. She cannot.
Well, it's a 1A, 1B, so.
Correct. She can.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's not. She doesn't want to.
Yeah.
Is what I mean. Because obviously it's probably going to be tougher.
But it was very close there. Again, judging by that rear axle, it's the rear axle has to go through. But the observers didn't even bat an eyelid at that. That's a fun position to be in.
Just letting the brakes off to let physics do its thing.
They are just. It's just the epitome of control, really. They have so dialed on the bikes, some of our female competitors. Narrow balance beams.
Right, so she's gone.
This is different, yeah.
Yeah, so she's going to want to basically
turn on that rock.
Yeah, up to back wheel, turn 180 and gap.
This was something that we
This is what we thought earlier when we did a walkthrough.
Come on, if she gets this, that will be beautiful.
Go on, Amelia.
Oh,
what an effort!
What a pin!
Clapping.
That is a huge gap.
Amazing.
Wow, but she's got that out of the way. She's not got the pressure of will I get through the gate or not. It's one of those sticky gates that it just puts the fear into every rider, because it's not a riding ability. Did the bash touch?
No, she just got through that one. But that's an A. She's got to get to B, which... It's up. Here we go.
Using the kick.
Yes! Well done, Amelia.
Yeah, I believe that's then the 3A, I think.
Yeah.
3A, B, C. I don't know if you get the points for A. Sorry, it's difficult to follow some of this.
Yeah. That's time, but that's 20 points for Amelia. You see all of that work as well, just for 20 points, is really showing you how much effort's got to be put into getting these.
Yeah, that will put her in the 4th position because she got the same points as Andrea, which was 80, but Andrea did get one more clean. In the 4th position there, Amelia in 5th and Leia in 6th. That's how the bottom has shaped up here in the women's elite. Great use of the kicker. Big props for going to the gap to front. You saw how solid that front wheel pinned there.
Yeah, she almost had too much commitment going on. Very, very tough to
Vera
switch out
Baron,
from.
she is our current race leader.
There's
If she gets 30 points here, just working this out on the fly, she will be not quite the winner because then Alba could then... If she gets 40 points, she has come first. 40 points is all she requires, and that guarantees her the first position on the podium.
And we're yet to see a rider get more than 20 in Section 5. So how will Vera hold up through this section? I've been proved wrong here. I didn't think any of them were going to roll it, but they are.
So beautiful.
It actually looks really elegant,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
It's so satisfying. It's one of those like cutting out a piece of paper
Yeah.
thing, you know, like it just does something to the brain about how...
Yeah, definitely satisfying to watch. So taking the same approach as Amelia. So I think the other riders weren't that confident with the gap to front.
It's a lot of things that could go wrong. You've got to balance on this fin part, then you've got to switch then
the
you've
back
got to
wheel.
turn, and then get a gap. Remember, they've had to qualify in the blistering heat yesterday. It's endurance. Yes, she's done it. She's done it. That's
Dropping
the 20
through, there's the
points.
20 points. There's that lower gate there. So another 20 for Vera.
Yep, if she gets 2 more gates, that will guarantee her.
I think
the
that's what
first
she's
position.
focusing on now. She really seems pretty calm. She wasn't rushing to this next gate. So that's A. And 3B, I think it's at the very top of this.
Okay, the kicker, yeah.
Here we go.
Come on.
You can hear the crowd really getting behind her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
love
definitely in
it.
second. This is fighting for the first position. Oh, no. Oh.
That's very unlike Vera. I've been seeing her practicing kickers, but maybe the pressure was giving a wave and a cheer. So only 20 points for Vera right now.
Yeah, so there's 50 points separating Alba and Vera. So it's going to be a big ask. Alba's going to have to get a fully clean section, and we've not seen any of our female riders get through any of these sections fully because of how difficult they are. So I think Vera's possibly... I think she's got a very good chance of getting the first position, but all to play for.
One final rider left for the women's elite finals. Alba Riera will be starting section number 5 very shortly. This is it for her. She's going to want to get maximum. I mean, even if she got maximum points now, she would win.
Yeah, she's currently in the second position. She has to get maximum points to win.
Or 50 to tie with first place.
And their points will be exactly the same, so it comes down to time. It's incredibly windy there. I can hear that on the feed, so that's something else we can battle with.
Yeah, you can see some of the flags there as well. Just there's a couple of the gazebos.
There's been a few opportunities for the rain to come through. I don't think it's quite started. It's only been a light forecast for the rain. About 20 degrees, lovely cloud cover. I would say this is ideal trials conditions, bar the wind. Gets the gap to front, beautiful.
There's another 10 points, 20 points. 1 minute 20 left to go. Good pace so far. So going on to 3 now, which is like this up and over this rock, and then spinning 180 to go on to the kicker. Right, well controlled. Straight in, no messing about. She's going into quite slow.
Just
Ooh,
feeling the kicker.
Getting a feel for it.
Yeah,
Nice.
how much is it going to pop you up? Is it not going to pop you up enough?
Now they're getting right behind her.
She's got more time than what Vera had, so... Wow!
Wow, straight to pushing the back wheel in there, yeah.
Incredible, incredible.
10 points, that was 3, that's it, 30 points.
That puts her 170. Can she get...
This is going to be close. She's got 30 seconds to go. 3 more gates.
Wow.
So that's A. And then B's at the top of this. And then C's at the other end of that, right?
Yeah, over to that cut down Christmas tree, that pine tree, whatever you want to call it.
Just a wooden tree.
There's 40, so she's 10 points behind.
10.
Has she
She
got
needs
enough
this,
time?
and she's got... That time is up, I think.
I don't know.
Is it?
Is it? They're still looking at the stopwatches. There's the 5A.
So, observer I've just seen called 40 points for hours. She was just...
Second position. I mean,
Oh.
what a ride she had, because remember, she got 20 points in that first section, and that's what caused that separation in the lead. So she was playing catch up for this entire trial, but what a fight she's had to do to ensure she even got to the second position. That was that awesome gap to front, turning on that rock. You can see the rocks wanting to throw you the other direction. Very quick turn, pushing through the 2 wheels, huge gap, powering through, solidly landing it, and that kicker, she just gave it a little bit of a demo before she went for it. Lovely in place there. The level just steps up on the women's elite every single year. I think we're going to be going to possibly a Q&A with, it's going to be obviously Vera who got the win there.
But only 10 points, so let's hear from Vera. Oh, she's looking very happy. She's not sad. Vera cries when she's happy. There's Mummy Baron there as well, giving her a big hug. It means so much to the Barons. They dedicate their entire lives to this sport.
It must be so intense being that family, because they get to watch Vera obviously qualify quite a lot, get into the finals, and they get to do it all over again when Danny's going to be riding next in the men's Elite 26. So, yeah, that's the final standings there. Vera Baron, 190 points. Alba Herrera, 180 points. Unfortunately, it was just that simple mistake at the beginning of the first section that cost her this competition.
You can see, yeah.
And then Nina Vabra, top scorer as well, 140. That was a superb ride, some really creative riding from her.
You can see, yeah,
Amelia, 80 points. Andrea, 80 points. And Leia, 70 points.
Yeah, and you can see how close it truly was. The fact that Vera came out with 40 in the first section just gave her that lead. It could have been really all to play for. And then at the last section, Alba got the 40 and Vera got 20. So incredibly close race. We see some of these highlights now. And that's Vera's final moments in...
What a great start for a World Cup season for her.
Yeah, and we're only just beginning. We're going to have the 26-inch men's elites not long after this, and then following that will be the 20-inch. So in about 10 to 15 minutes. There's another link. Make sure you head over to just type Shin Dig Media Streams on Google.
Yeah, that link is also in the description, so you have the link for the 26, which is going to be happening next, and then we're going to have the 20-inch after that in the afternoon. Just going to give you some idea of times.
Yeah,
as
so
well.
men should be kicking off. Obviously, we're in the UK time here, aren't we? So 1:35, so it'll be 2:35 for them over there.
Yeah, so in 10 minutes we're going to be doing the men's elite, and then at 3:10 UK time will be the 20-inch elite. All the links are in the description. I think we may just get a quick word with Vera, so we're going to hold on this stream, and we shall see. Let us know in the comments what you thought of this trial. Do you love the sections? Where would you want to see a World Cup? Here we go. We're going to have a quick interview with Vera now.
Danny Parham.
What do you think has been the key section to win today in Valbirse?
Well, I think every section was really important. From section 1, I had a few more points than the others, but I think for me, the key section was section 3. I could done 50 points, I think, and after that section, I could relax a little bit, but yeah, I think every section was really important.
So you finished the latest World Cup season winning the 4 rounds, also winning the opening round in McLaren. So again, leading the World Cup. How do you feel for the rest of the season in 2025?
I feel really excited. I really want to see what happens this year. I'm training as hard as never. So yeah, let's see what happens.
So the number of women this weekend is so huge. Some message for them to continue pushing the women category at the upcoming races in Krynica in Poland at the beginning of August.
Well, I'm really happy to see all these girls. I think it's really important. When I started at the league category, we were like 20 or something like that. So I would say that, yeah, we need more girls here on trials, even on the World Cups. I know it's a little bit like scary to be on a World Cup, but I like to see all these young girls here.
Perfect, thank you. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Vera Baron there, some lovely words from her, and great to see, as they said, a huge crowd of females out.
Roster of female riders, much more nationalities. We want to see more new names come into this sport as the years progress.
Yeah, and I mean, what more inspiring thing to see than the youngsters coming up through, so.
That is our podium there. So Vera Baron in the middle there, Albert on the left-hand side there.
Look at that, it's just contagious. Those smiles are contagious. Such happy riders. What a lovely start to today's finals.
Yeah, they all compete against each other. They know what everyone's up to, and despite competing, they are all the best of friends. It's quite a small sport trial, so they love to see anyone progress. Even if it's your bad ride, it then means that your friend, your riding colleague, it allows them their moment on the podium as well. It's down to the best rider of the day.
So we just saw a little club in the scores there. So we'll be back with you very shortly for the 26-inch. We'll go and grab ourselves some water and get geared up for the next finals of the 26-inch Men's Elite.
See you there, folks.
Et alors, le public, je vous rappelle, 7 minutes avant le départ. Ils mettent 6 pouces là, les grands roues. Vous verrez, le vélo ressemble un peu plus à un vélo normal, mais il s'envole quand même sur les obstacles. mesdames et messieurs, encore deux catégories qui vont s'élancer dans ces zones, les élites.